Sony struck a chord and a loyal following with the previous phones in its popular line of small but powerful Android handsets, but the new Xperia X Compact we're about to showcase here is a different beast altogether. It has retained the short screen diagonal, but is now powered by a mid-range chipset instead of a top-shelf Snapdragon 8 series like before, with a respective drop in the initial price tag. While potential X Compact customers will be happy to hear about the price drop compared to the initial tags of its predecessors, has Sony made many compromises with the new compact line member to reach set price point? Let's find out! With the X Compact chassis, Sony has fixed the biggest design complaint about its previous Xperia Z line of phones, that they're blocky and a bit uncomfortable to hold. The X Compact has tapered, rounded edges both at the front and on the back, which coupled with a fairly chubby 9.5mm body makes the phone very pleasant to hold and easy to pick up from a flat surface. The plastic construction is fairly light, feels sturdy, and it's not a phone you'd baby and constantly worry about like a lot of the heavy glass and metal constructions lately. The front-facing stereo speakers are still here, but one other signature feature is gone. The X Compact has no watertight rating, so don't take it in the shower like you used to do with the previous compacts, for example. Another important change is the addition of a USB-C port, which is a first for Sony and makes fumbling with the cable connector a thing of the past. The lock key is pretty small and recessed, so it might be done to prevent inadvertent clicks, but it is also with quite a shallow feedback. Pressing it is not a very clicky and satisfying experience. The same goes for the volume rocker and the two-stage shutter key right beneath it. On top of the shallow feedback, these buttons are very small and hard to feel when pressed without looking. Sony doesn't stray from the winning formula with the X Compact and has equipped it with the same 4.6-inch HD display as before. The IPS LCD panel offers very good viewing angles, plus nice outdoor visibility with very low reflections and bright output that is enough to see everything on it, even under direct sunlight. The colors that the X Compact display offers are pretty cold and saturated though, just like with its predecessors. The display can be used with gloves on, which only adds to the outdoorsy cred of the phone, and there is a tap-to-wake option in the settings, which comes in handy considering the recessed shallow lock key. Sony's interface overlay pretty much follows the stock Android marshmallow experience, from the home screens to the bland-looking status bar, save for a few more options in the settings screen and a few Xperia apps thrown in for a good measure. Love it to leave it, at least the interface runs smooth and without notable hiccups, and a bunch of theming and wallpaper options are available for customizing it. Sony has added several features to make your life with the phone easier though, that aren't present in stock Android, like the tap-to-wake option for the screen or the complete backup solution, both local and in the cloud. You will of course find the venerable PlayStation app that lets you tap into Sony's gaming ecosystem too. Sony uses its own album gallery, duplicating Google Photos, and its own app is prettily laid out with an easy to navigate yet comprehensive catalog structure and a number of editing options for your pictures or videos. The video player is capable too with rich codec support and offers a location-based TV schedule for your cable provider. Besides pretty visuals, the music player offers a variety of equalizer presets and sound modes to take full advantage of the audio features that Sony stuffs in its phones, starting from the S-Force front surround sound speakers for the high-res lossless audio support to the upscaling of the regular MP3 tunes. The speakers, however, aren't as loud as we would like, and the headphone output is nothing to write home about in terms of strength. On first brush, Sony's camera sounds impressive just by reading the terminology behind it. Exmor R sensor, Beyond's image processing engine, laser autofocus and infrared color meter. On second look, however, it is still a small sensor with tiny 1.1 micron pixels squeezed tightly together. Thus, while the actual photos are decent in daylight, with fine amount of detail, they're noisy and set detail is a bit soft and mushy. The photos usually come out with just the right dose of saturation, but the white balance often tilts too much to the overly cold or warm side of the spectrum. The handset often overexposes brighter highlights in scenes with trickier dynamic range, like shooting against the sky, and it's not nearly as quick to focus and shoot as the triple image sensing technology phrase would suggest. The 1080p video capture that X Compact is capable of lacks sharp detail, and exposure adjustments while panning around are relatively slow to come, but the colors are mostly natural, and Sony's excellent continuous autofocus system can rival Samsung's hardwired dual pixel tech. Sony also offers its steady shot digital image stabilization, which works well in keeping the footage afloat during abrupt movements of shaky hands. At the price point that Sony is offering the X Compact at launch, there may be more than enough niche demand to justify its release, as the X Compact delivers very well on most important fronts. It has a good camera with excellent focus hunting abilities while video recording. The screen is also very bright and with low reflections, making it great for outdoor viewing. The battery life is top-notch and call quality is loud and clear. These are all things most people are looking for in a handset, and when delivered in a small and handy package, they make the phone stand out. In the X Compact's sub $500 range, however, there is little in Android's small and strong category, but its predecessor, the Z5 Compact, which will offer you a waterproof body but no extra camera tech and no USB-C port, unlike the X Compact here. This was a video review of the Sony Xperia X Compact from PhoneArena. For more information about this and other handsets, you can visit us at PhoneArena.com. Thanks for watching.